Whew, okay, so getting into the NFT world, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot. I haven't taken any notes, and I'm learning. I should tell you, I'm learning from Clubhouse. So I joined a Clubhouse room with this woman called Lady Phoenix. She's very insightful, and has shared a lot. I know the first NFT room was one of her rooms, but I joined, or actually, I was pinged into this one room today by a friend of mine, and she was into knowing about the NFT space as a musician. So it was a collective NFT space, learning space for artists in general. This little cricket, but for artists in general and creatives. And a couple of things that I learned: uh, Ethereum is a gas. It's the gas that's used to get to the blockchain. So if you don't have, so you have your wallet, right? I'm using Meta Mass. I believe that's what it's called. It's the Fox app, MetaMask. Um, I'm using that bank as my wallet, and I'm going to use the money that I upload onto there as the Ethereum. Okay, it's also called ETH for short, to get me to the blockchain. And in some cases, I heard from the artists in the room that if you don't pay enough money in the blockchain, if you don't pay enough money, enough gas to get your piece to the blockchain, it just won't get there, and then you'll have wasted that money. So, like, hearing that, at first I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna, you know, I already know what piece I want to put up as my first piece, and I don't want to put up another piece until I sell that one, because you still have to, of course, market yourself outside of that, and people have to know about you. So why put up multiple pieces when you don't have that traffic, right? And I don't have that traffic yet. I'm not even known as an NFT artist, and I'm a smaller, no, you know, there are a lot of artists in the world. So anyhow, yeah, I already know what piece I want to put onto the NFT, put as my first NFT, which is non-fungible token. So it's a token that can't be like broken or duplicated. It is yours, right? So me creating a piece for you, that's a non-fungible token. As a collector, you a collector, or so to speak, it's yours. That token is a digital stamp. It's just a way of like, really, it's a contract. There we go. It's a contract, and you'll hear that term a lot. But yeah, so I don't want to get on there until I know everything. So I'm going to be learning for the next, I'm going to give myself 2 to 3 weeks to just straight up learn. I'm going to sit on Clubhouse rooms, watch YouTube videos. Right now, one thing that I also notice is that when you do put up a piece, people like the pieces. Of course, even for everything works better when it's moving, when it's visual. And so I don't know how to animate a piece, but I am on Procreate. Procreate already has this option where you can, go into the settings here and turn your piece into an animated GIF, but there is a science behind it with the layering, right? So what I'm going to do is I've created another one here, and I've decided how I want to animate it. I want a sunflower to go over to the dandelion, and I might do some more out of that, but that's going to be my first animation. I'm super excited about it because now that I've watched this YouTube video, that I will try to remember to put in a link below, but just in case I don't, it is 5 Ways to Make an Animated GIF in Procreate by Bar Dot. That's Bar Dot, you know what I'm saying? Like DOT, Brush. So BARDOT, I could have just spelled it Brush. But yeah, and also one thing that I want to do differently to really stand out is create these small pieces, 11 by 14. Any piece that I make digitally and put as an NFT, or put, you know what I'm trying to say, put, is that right? Put as an NFT? Yeah. Put as not NFT, yeah. I said that right. Any piece that I make digitally, and put as an NFT will have a physical piece to go with it. Whether or not that person wants a physical piece is up to them. I'm even thinking about maybe doing this, just depending on what I learn, because it's gonna go based off the market. You know what I mean? It has to. Any proper business that wants to run, you have to pay attention to people's behaviors and adapt to that. So depending on what I find and what I learn, I'm thinking about doing the piece, right? And I want the digital piece to go up, it to be resold, and resold and resold and resold again. And then once it hits a certain limit, then that person will get the main piece. But that main piece at that point will be worth so much more than what it initially was while it was selling as a digital piece, that it'll increase in value, the physical piece and the digital piece itself. And then they're going to want to resell it, or they want to keep it and want to sit on it. But at that point, I'm going to take it from there and use publicity throughout this whole thing. One thing that I learned about the art market is that everybody's like, oh, well, you know, you don't want to, this is from sitting in Clubhouse, but it's really cool because these are real everyday people who are in the field, you know, out in the art industry, working with Christie's, working with Sotheby's, working with all types of, you know, 5-star galleries, so to say, you know, who I would never have had the chance to hear their point of view. And they hate when somebody is trying to come in and basically, you know, make a lot of money off of art, or off of their art. And oh yeah, that's my point, because I was about to go off. They hate when someone is coming up on the scene and they're trying to X out the gallery, X out the critics, X out the dealers. If you've seen some of my content before, I truly do believe that I don't need your permission to sit at the table. I will grab the wood, I will grab the hammer and the nails and carve that bitch out myself. I'll carve it. Okay? That is all I'm trying to do. And there are realms already that I can tell in the NFT space where it's like certain ones. Where's my notes? Dang it. It's this one. I really want to tell you. Sorry, nail sleep. Okay, be quiet. But you'll see when you look it up. But like super rare is one, right? So you have rareables, okay? Then you have super rare. You have, you know, I'm trying to give an analogy. I don't have time. But basically, you have the exclusive, you gotta apply ish, and then you got the open to everybody ish, you know, and you can survive on both. But I'm already hearing people talk about, oh, well, I want to get into, you know, super rare. That's like a goal of mine. And I'm like, don't do that, because they just might not like your stuff. Does that mean you're not a good artist? No. Does that mean that you're not a great business person in general? Because art is a business. And if you want your ish to be fire, tell the world it's fire. So all to say, I'm going to track back on that, is that throughout this entire process, it's going to be publicity. I'm going to be the dealer, okay? I'm going to already have people lined up who want to buy the piece again and again. I'm going to go out and scout and look for those people, right? This is the plan. And then I'm going to be the critic. I'm going to go out to news outlets, you know, whether it's me visiting a podcast, me visiting, not visiting, but being on a online blog, mentioned on that, being mentioned in, online magazines, and then eventually it's gonna scale up to, guest on this, that, and the third. It doesn't have to be, the what's been known in the art industry as popping. With NFT, you pop because you say you pop. You know what I'm saying? So go to where the attention is. Period. Anyone who's interested in Bitcoin, audience, attention. Period. Anybody who's interested in the digital realm, there's your audience. You don't have to go to the art market because people, especially with this option, you know what I'm saying, to upload and have NFT and create your own royalties and your own equity and your own art, like, and being in control of that, you don't need that extra push, so long as you're willing to put in the work. If you just want to create art, cool. But if you really want to see, if you really want to be at a certain level and you have been stopped at every foot and every way, but then you have this, boiling desire inside of you that you are something great, that you have something to contribute and something to say, then this is the way to not stop yourself. Or for them to not stop you. Like, now's the time. I think it could have been happened, but like now there's no question, and I'm excited because then I get to leave the blueprint. Because this shit is this stuff. I'm trying to make it family friendly, but you see, this is legit. This is legit. So with that, I am going to make my digital piece on here right now. Make sure my daughter there isn't waking up. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is how I created the piece. I have all of the flowers right here that make up this gun, right, along with extra creation there. But I'm going to take a copy of this, send it. I'll probably, maybe, I won't even say it because, I'm going to go in here, paste it. So I'm going to make this layer outside of this. Take it, move it up. And by the way, I just started learning how to use Procreate. Just started learning how to use it probably about maybe like 10 months ago. Let's go with 10. It hasn't been a year, maybe like 9 to 10 months ago. An interior designer from this one art business plan that I had put together that just didn't, it's still in the works, but it's not, the world ain't ready yet. Okay, they're just not ready yet. I'm trying to paste this piece onto here. Oh, okay, I'm tripping. Go in, paste there. Okay, I've added the piece. Cool, good. All right. And now I'm gonna size it. But yeah, she was like, oh, you should, create a digital piece. It's easier, for travel. You don't have to pay for shipping, and I can just print it here. And I was like, oh man, like, duh, yeah, you're right. And it's just really cool all to say, because some things are just divine. Like, we really haven't had a chance to work with each other like I thought we would, but had I not had that, which I did a couple pieces for her, but after that, it was just not, we just haven't worked together. And so it just goes to show that everything happens for a reason, because I was not thinking that I would do digital art, and it's become one of the easiest things. Mainly, I think that looks good. Mainly because you don't have to worry about the shipping or the printing. And now this, like, it's so divine. I'm just, really optimistic about it all and why